Welcome to another edition of the Getting Personal podcast here from Ankin Law, where we introduce you to people at our firm who are serving Chicagoland and those who are injured. Now, this is a unique podcast because we're doing so after the Chicago Marathon. Jessica Lopez was one of those 53,000 people who ran the marathon. I also did so. I ran for the fifth time. Jessica, though, ran for the first time.
Yeah.
Jessica, go ahead and describe to everyone what it was like to run the Chicago Marathon and just your impression of the event, having never done it before.
It was actually really fun. I thought it was going to be more nerve-wracking, but the leading up to it, especially like once I got into that first mile, it was so fun. The energy was electric and it was crazy. And it really stayed like that until I reached the south side of Chicago around like the 21st mile. It was really great. It was just an amazing experience. I would probably do it again, but right now, how my legs are feeling, I'm gonna say no, but probably will most likely do it again.
Well, you'll have some pain for a couple of days, I will warn you.
Yeah.
It doesn't last forever. The memories last forever.
Yeah.
But the pain will be there. I've had some pain after I ran this year. Some years are worse than others.
Yeah.
Some get better. But Jessica, as you go through the course, obviously it's 26.2 miles over a couple of hours. What in particular stands out? Is there anything you go, wow, that was really exciting, or wow, that was awesome?
I think seeing all the support is like crazy. I just had my birthday, and then right after my birthday was the marathon, and I think I got more messages on the marathon than my actual birthday, which is actually crazy. But yeah, seeing my family on the 20th mile, I think that's the Pilsen mile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw my family on the 20th mile. My friends were on the 12th mile, and then I saw one of our, Brittany, she was on the 20th mile as well, actually. So yeah, it was super fun seeing everyone come out and like seeing all the support. There were like moments that made me like a little emotional, but I didn't cry. But it was just a really like crazy, like great feeling, like knowing I achieved something like that.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, Jessica, so you didn't cry.
No,
Now,
I didn't cry.
I cried in the corral my first year. Like I did that because it's emotional. The
Yeah.
marathon's an emotional thing. But I give you credit for really taking it all in. I guess, Jessica, how do you, as people know, everyone wants to go for results. How do you feel like you did? Did you do what you had hoped? Was it more difficult than you thought? How did it go?
I think my first marathon, I just wanted to finish. Didn't matter for me the time. I will say when I signed up, I set myself at a pretty high expectation. So I did start off with the faster runners. So when I was with the faster runners, it really motivated me to push harder than I usually would. But towards the end, I decided to go at my own pace and like feel comfortable with my own speed. So I ended up finishing off like right before, actually way before the deadline was to like finish the marathon. But I feel good. I feel like definitely I will train harder for the next one. So maybe I can like finish at a sub 5 maybe, but we'll see.
It's part of the process.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that I remember from the first one that I did in 2021 was coming off of Roosevelt and making that left turn and seeing that finish line.
Yeah.
Can you describe what that was like for you the first time?
The finish line was crazy. I'm Mexican, so like literally the person who was running right in front of me was wearing like a big Mexican flag behind her back, and it just motivated me to run even harder. All those signs, everything, all the cheering. Luckily, my friends, they do work at Bank of America, who's the main sponsor of the event. So they were actually at the cheer section at the end. So it was really great to see people that I knew at the finish line for me.
I guess now that you've run the marathon, what would you kind of tell yourself about how to run it next time? What are some first marathon lessons that you would take away?
First mistake was I drank coffee the day before, so I won't be doing that again.
You have to have the caffeine. I've done that before. I try to avoid coffee. I often fail.
Yeah.
But it does happen.
I had coffee the day before, so I did not sleep at all the night before because I was so nervous and so caffeinated up. But I will be doing that again, and I definitely will be more consistent with my training. I know I was more like, oh, it's okay, it's 18 weeks, like what can go wrong? But I know taking days off can really like hurt your time, so I definitely will be more conscious of that next time.
Jessica, you were running the marathon not only for yourself, but for your family, but also an organization. Discuss the organization you ran for this year and just what it meant for you to represent them.
So I ran for the Network, which is a domestic violence group that helps protect women and men. They're one of the largest domestic violence groups in the Chicagoland area. I think that was really important because I love supporting women, especially women who seem like it's really hard to advocate for themselves. I feel like it's really necessary for other people to advocate for them, and I just love supporting women.
It's a fantastic organization. My sister works as an attorney representing victims of domestic violence. So I ran for them in 21, 22, and 23.
Yeah.
Wonderful organization. They do a lot of really great work. Jessica, thank you for supporting that because you supported my family as well. So I guess
Shout out to Larry for connecting me.
hey, all good. Happy to do it. I love marathon running. It's my favorite day of the year. I take in the whole week. Every event, I do shakeout runs, I go to all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
I guess, Jessica, let's kind of even bring it a little bit forward back. What was it like leading up, like the week leading up to it? Did you have a lot of nerves? Were you nervous? Were you excited? How did it feel?
I definitely was anxious just because I'm the first in my family to ever finish a marathon too. No one in my family has ever done like a large run like that. Like we've done like like the turkey trot or like the hot chocolate run or something like that in Chicago. But no one's ever done a full marathon, and I just remember growing up and watching the marathon because I grew and lived in Pilsen my whole life. So just watching it, from going to watching it every morning to now actually running it was just a crazy experience, and I was just so nervous. Because I've seen people just walk it or they're so out of it, or like people are just quit altogether, and I was like, no, I have to finish this. Like this is something I have to finish. So I pushed through. I don't know how, but I really did. It was like one of the hardest things ever, but I'm just like, it's just like really like a proud thing to be for, or like to just represent in general.
Fantastic. And now I've got to ask you, because when anybody asks me what is my favorite mile of the marathon, I call it the Pilsen Push.
Yeah.
That's basically from about 19, you get right to the bridge, you come up, the noise is there, so you get right up to about 20, then you kind of hit the hairpin turn. What was it like to run through Pilsen? Because this year was amazing. It's been amazing every year. What was it like for you, having grown up in that area and doing that?
I love Pilsen. I think Pilsen was the best. The signs were amazing. My family being there was so crazy good. Just feeling amazing knowing that I had so much support and knowing that was the area I grew up in. I just saw so many familiar faces there. Especially now with how the situation is in Chicago, I think I just love my community even more. So yeah, it was just an amazing experience.
And the community showed out. Thank you again, Pilsen. Thank you again to the 28 other neighborhoods that are on the Chicago Marathon route. I have talked about this with Jessica. I've talked about it with other people. I think it was the most attended one that I've had so far. It was super, super loud, even going up through Lakeview, North Halsted.
It was so crazy. I always heard that like Southside is always quiet. It was not quiet this year. Southside was super, super loud. It was great, and I actually went to school in the South Side, De La Salle on 35th and Michigan. So it was literally the farthest south you can reach to the marathon before going back up to Grant Park. So it was great.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I remember coming on, you kind of do the turnaround in Bronzeville.
Yeah.
Where you're going up basically you're about 23 and a half.
Yeah.
And it was just so loud at the turn, and it really carried me because my legs were basically giving out by that point.
It was a good jog. And I also ran with my friends too. So my friends, I eventually also did catch up with me. I was on the second wave, they were on the third wave. This was their second marathon. So yeah, just running with them too was just an amazing feeling.
Did the marathon live up to your expectation, exceed your expectation?
I think it lived it up 100%. I would definitely probably do it again. I don't know. Since I'm like the first one in my family, it might be my thing, but who knows. But yeah, I definitely will maybe try to hard next time to even like push my PR.
So you're pretty much in then, right, for another marathon?
Probably, yeah. Who knows if I'll get into Chicago next year, but probably will sign up again for another marathon. It was really fun.
I love them. I signed up for lots of them. I got one more this year. I've got 3 this year. But Jessica has her first, and there's nothing like it. Jessica, put the medal on. Put the medal on. Congratulations. Jessica Lopez of Anken Law does great work here and is now a Chicago Marathon finisher. Congrats to the thousands of people who finished the Chicago Marathon. It was our pleasure to take part. It's our pleasure to work for Anken Law. Thank you for tuning in to this special edition of the Getting Personal podcast. You can find us on YouTube and all platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, even TikTok. We're there too. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.